Welcome in Dumke Field here at Westminster for the first 6A girls lacrosse semifinal, as we've got a pair of Region 2 teams squaring off. The top-ranked Riverton Silverwolves taking on the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Kenzie Christiansen. Kenzie, these two teams familiar with each other, region rivals, and we get version 3 today in this semifinal.
Yeah, no, I think these are two amazing teams, both led by great coaches. Angie's a phenomenal person. Joey, great gal. Joey was a teammate of mine, still a good friend at the University of Utah. Angie, I played with her off and on as a women's lacrosse league. So both great people. I'd love to sit here and cheer both of them on, as they're both phenomenal coaches with such great teams.
You know, Mountain Ridge won a state championship 2 years ago, and they returned some very talented players. Emery Clark, Taya Chalk. We'll talk a lot about them. Olivia Kim has been spectacular for this group this year, and the question is, will they have enough offense to deal with Riverton, who's been one of the top-ranked teams in 6A for the majority of the year?
This is going to be one game that will have my eyes peeled open the whole time. It's going to be great.
We will get to starting keeps as off the draw. Mountain Ridge in the Road Reds today, and immediately we've got
a yellow.
Yeah, being given here in the very early going. Is Riverton in the home whites? Oh, no yellow, just
no yellow.
Eye protection got dismounted. So
okay, yep.
A safety stoppage there. Starting goalies today, Bailey Sanders for the Sentinels. Meanwhile, for Riverton, starting goalie, I believe, is trying to get a number back there.
Yeah, Joey's team.
The Rachel Strong.
Yeah. Riverton plays a zone defense, so it's going to be fun to see how the Sentinels have learned across that and how they're going to play here today against it.
Well, they brought a cutter in Homestead through the middle there, couldn't connect, and it will go back here to Riverton. We talk about top scorers for Mountain Ridge. How about for the Riverton Silverwolves? This is a group that returned so much talent off of previous years. Emma Pennington, 57 goals this year, 51 for Izzy Blunk, Davenport, Jensen, Bird, all with over 40. It's been a very potent Riverton offense all year long.
Yeah, they have a phenomenal team. Definitely very strong defense, as we've already seen a turnover. Also, like, their attack is just very well. Right here with Sentinels, they've already had great transitions as they've been making the ball to the second time already in the game down to the attacking end.
Riverton won both region matchups this year, 19-13 in the first one and 12-9 in the second. Region 2 champion Silverwolves, 16-2 on the year, 9-1 in region. And Mountain Ridge, the 4th seed in this tournament, 13-5 this year, 7-3 in region. As Mountain Ridge setting up here once again, want to let you know the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. At times we start it early, stop it late, that sort of thing to keep it trued up with here, the clock here in the stadium. This is Emery Clark. Talk about her, first team all-region. Sends this over, good find, and a whistle there. Shooting space will set up Taya Chalk.
Good news with us here, shooting space is when a defendant gets in the lane of the shooter. It is a dangerous call, or a dangerous play, so it is a call.
Chalk here from 8 meters. She will show patience. There's Guyman. Clark trying to cut through, a little wraparound there. Will draw the whistle. I thought she was going to turn around and shoot that, but she held it.
Yeah, no, which was smart on her part, because if she would have shot it, we saw it in the previous games, dangerous propel, dangerous follow through. Likely to happen there.
So here's Emery, 60 goals on the year. And a shooter stance, she'll rip it. And that one was wide.
A backup goalie as it propelled off of the defense.
Oh, Riverton can't keep it. A turnover for the Silverwolves.
One thing I can say the Sentinels definitely have is spirit for their team. We were there and we saw, them incorporating their youth into their program at, game nights. They definitely have a great atmosphere overall.
Boy, tried to get that to Guyman. Couldn't keep it, and now Riverton on the run. Here comes Davenport. Working up, and they got numbers. Trying to look for Blunk. This one trickling through, and that is kept in. No, that was not kept in. Official there all over with the positioning, and it is Mountain Ridge here trying to work this up.
Izzy Blunk's going to be able to have the possession off that penalty as a legal check.
Blunk gives this to Butterfield, now over with Davenport. Right back to Blunk. Izzy.
Flag.
Yep.
Stick to body contact. It will be going back to the Silverwolves.
So this will be Izzy Blunk here from 8 meters. The second leading scorer for Riverton.
Wow, we're already so many minutes into the game without a score on the board yet.
It's
this
crazy,
is
right?
Intense.
Blunk set up straight away. Looking for the shot in the goal. Riverton on the board first.
Silverwolves goal number 20, Isabella Blunk.
This is one of those games with the talent each team has offensively. You give 8-meter opportunities, you're putting your goalie in a really, really tough spot.
Really tough. That's why I was surprised over here with the Sentinels that she popped it out. Maybe she didn't feel confident in herself, and that can very well be it. So that's why they popped it out, and rather than making a risky shot, wait for the good moment.
Well, it's one of those where, I mean, these two teams have played each other twice this year already.
They
Maybe
know each other. They know
right?
each other.
Hey, here's how they're going to defend that, and we actually think we can get a look another way, right?
Oh, and both these coaches, I know for a fact, dissected that game film, so they knew what to do coming into this.
Out of the air, Mountain Ridge with Kimber Hanks. Gives this over. Here's Cannon. Talk about the junior. What a year for her. 50 goals. Give some great scoring support to this Mountain Ridge offense. As we are quickly working through this first quarter, nearly at the midway point. Here's Chalk.
Strong defense. That was a brick wall she just ran into.
Yeah, Davenport was having none of it.
Nice look.
Right in front, and that one able to get past the Riverton goalie as Mountain Ridge just tied it. The 51st goal of the year for Olivia Cannon. It's 1-1.
I missed that shot. Do you know when you watch something and you just can't really process it? All I saw is that goalie turn around and kind of drop her head oh no.
I think she got a piece, and
Did
I think
she?
it was
Is
kind of
that what?
deflected off.
Okay.
That's what I thought I saw, but to your point,
I saw it in the 8. Yeah, so yeah. Crazy, but that was awesome nonetheless. They got a goal on the board, and that's going to keep them fueled for these next few minutes. 6 minutes and 30 seconds as they go into the rest of this quarter.
There's a good crowd, energetic crowd on hand for this one. You can tell a lot of familiarity. They know what's on the line. Mountain Ridge has been there. Riverton has not. It's kind of felt like this could be a year where Riverton could do it. There's a lot of energy, environment in the bleachers here this afternoon.
Absolutely. And that's, I think, the first draw for my count that the Silverwolves have won.
In front, Blunk. And Sanders never saw it. She's still expecting that ball to come around. And Riverton able to find Izzy right in front of the cage for a wide open finish.
That is the golden moment as a coach when you're like, guys, pass the ball at the first look you see it. And that's exactly what they did. They had the ball on X. They propelled it forward to in front of the cage to Izzy. And Izzy, no hesitation, put it in the net.
2-1 Riverton is, now we see the offense pick up, huh?
It's going to be fun. I'm super excited for this game. It's been flowing well. And they just put a fifth defender back. Riverton just put a fifth defender back because you can see over here on Mountain Ridge, they also got a couple extra defenders on their defending end.
Yes, they do.
Do they have 6? They have 6.
Yeah, 6 back.
They are here to fight.
Ground ball gathered by Davenport. Butterfield.
Butterfield's one of those plays I remember because she won state for wrestling, and every time I watch her run, I'm like, yep, that girl's got some strength.
For wrestling?
Yeah, she's
Wow,
awesome.
good
She's
on
an amazing
her.
player.
This is Moody. No, excuse me, Bird. Right in front, and that hit off the post. Good look for Jensen. That pass a touch in front. Butterfield. She's got some quickness too. The top-seeded Silverwolves took care of Copper Hills in the second round. Davis in the quarters.
Nice pass. I was not expecting that to go there. Great.
Butterfield coming up. They find her. Bella. And yeah, we've got a shooting space. Yep.
Nope, so
excuse me, in the sphere.
Yes, in the sphere. You got it. In the sphere, yellow flag. Yellow flag means held whistle, meaning they saw a foul, but seeing if the shooter can shoot. If they can't shoot, whistle's blown. Is this Bella Butterfield?
Yes, it is. Coming in, gets a little assistance and finishes. Butterfield with her first of the game.
Silverwolves goal, number 1, Bella Butterfield.
They have no hesitation. Riverton will take it in with no regrets. That's gotten 3 goals almost in a row here.
You want to talk about a wrestler's mentality? There's that little check, and just able to absorb that and not let that shake her from her intention, where she's able to kind of absorb, gather, finish.
That's something that like a lot of lacrosse players are starting to learn, haven't learned in the past, is how to absorb contact, how to react when someone goes for a check. Am I going to dodge it out? What am I going to do? That's something that the IQ of lacrosse is just taken to the next level, and that shows it right there.
Another Riverton win off the draw. Bird. Here's Davenport, now to Blanc. Butterfield. Feeding. Trying to look for a lane. Nice job there by Bird.
Absolutely. That was a great stick handling. They were trying to go for that stick, but no way was she letting that happen. But she's going to get an 8-meter opportunity right at center hash.
Maggie Bird, the shot and the goal. 4-1 Riverton, 4 unanswered from the Silverwolves.
Yeah, those have been amazing. I think they have, by my count, 100% shot percentage right now, right? They have taken almost every opportunity.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's high.
It's high. But anywho, they're doing great. The Sentinels are doing really good on trying to return that ball on defense. They're communicating. They're doing everything right. Just Riverton's had that edge.
Would you consider a timeout if you're Mountain Ridge?
I think it kind of depends on your coaching style. I wouldn't, because there's a lot of energy on the field and the girls are fueling from that. So I personally wouldn't.
Mountain Ridge with the draw win. Important there for the Sentinels. Here's Chalk. Working up with Guyman. Nice help there from Butterfield. Cannon works us down. This is Farnsworth.
What's hard with going against the Silverwolves defense, what I'm seeing now, is with that backer, they cannot get on a one-on-ones. Or haven't been able to get on one-on-ones, I should say.
Boy, you see, just can't find a lane. Anderson. Back with Chalk. Excuse me, Clark. Emery.
That was her,
A lane there, that shot scored. Mountain Ridge fans wanted a call. It doesn't come. The Mountain Ridge Sentinels able to finish through it and score.
No, that was a super great opportunity. She saw that lane, no hesitation, ripped it through. Great goal. Good on her.
Cannon with the goal.
Yeah, that's awesome. She's already 2 for 2. Keep it going. Keep firing. They're locking down on Emery. Emery's a great, phenomenal player. Everybody knows her name. She's great, but Abby Hunt down there sure did lock her out.
She was kind of limping there. Emery was.
She did have something going on with her knee where she was out for more than half the season, I think, last year. So, yeah, I remember that. So, I think I wouldn't hesitate saying that maybe she's got a little bit of a limp after something.
Ground ball, and it will be Riverton possession.
They are 4 for 4 right now, if I'm counting right, for draw controls. Maybe more.
Giving up. Chalk. And it will be Mountain Ridge possession. Here comes Homestead. Homestead. Gives to Cannon. Clark. Boy, crafty move there by Emery. Trying to work around the defensive Hunt.
Nice.
Good ball movement.
Oh, that was almost so pretty. That just shows they have the ability to do so.
Yep. Here's Guyman, gets a step. Chalk. Boy, Butterfield really aggressive defensively. Inside of a minute to go. Here's Clark. Nice slide there. Shot just wide. And a good chase. It'll be Riverton possession.
Good on her for taking that shot. I mentioned it multiple times. It's 100% of the shots you don't take. At least she tried.
Well, and I think it was a really good opportunity, right?
It was. She created the opportunity for herself, too. Her and her teammates are working together to create them.
Here's Bird.
As we're seeing, it's hard to get past that one-on-one down at Riverton.
Final seconds of this quarter, down to 10. Bird works this to Blunk. 5 seconds to go.
I think this is the first time I've been able to see teams on both ends being able to use their left and right hand. The previous games, we didn't see as much. Everybody was kind of doing off shoulder. But right here, they actually have the stick skills and ability to cradle both sides.
First quarter in the books, 4-2. The Riverton Silverwolves leading Mountain Ridge after 1. Welcome back, Dumpke Field. Beautiful setting, great facility for lacrosse. They've done semifinals here the last 3 years. Been great environments. Of course, want to thank everyone here at Westminster that helps take care of us, get us all set up. But another great day of semifinal lacrosse.
It is a really great game. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of great talent out on the field. They all have good attitudes. You know, they're keeping it clean and classy, but also having fun. I'm happy that it's a little bit different than the last game we were in. I haven't seen a yellow card yet, and let's knock on wood for both teams for that, to keep it clean and classy throughout the whole game.
If you're Riverton, Olivia Cannon has the 2 goals for Mountain Ridge.
Shut her down.
I mean, is that's kind of what you were hoping your defense would be able to do in limiting Clark and Chalk, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can, I'd say, face guard her, but the way they have their backer defense, it's just tightening up on those cutters for the backer defense.
Ground ball recovered by Bird, who had started it. And she's got a little bit of a lane here. She works behind goal. Still with it here. And that one jarred loose.
Nice pass.
Davenport, that was Faber working up. Here's Chalk. Dissecting the D, splitting it, the shot and the goal. What a take there for Mountain Ridge. I think it was Hanks. Nope,
I missed it. The Sentinels are too loud for us. I'm not quite sure which
It might
player
have been
that was.
Farnsworth.
Well, whoever it was, you did a great job splitting that defense, getting through them, and getting a phenomenal goal.
It is loud.
It is.
We could hear the PA this morning. I can't hear it right now.
Yeah, you can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
That's what, like I said, Sentinels have got the spirit, they got the heart, they got the drive. They have been in this situation before with a hard competition here at semifinals. I believe this is the first time that Riverton has ever gone to this high. I think they've always gotten out at quarterfinals, and here they are at semifinals.
Does that instill a little more pressure on a roster, do you think?
On the Riverton,
yeah.
Yes, and I think Mountain Ridge has that edge because they know this pressure. Where Riverton's had a great season and has already defeated them twice. That doesn't mean anything. They don't know this type of pressure yet until right now. So where Mountain Ridge has that edge. They've been here, done that.
Here's Chalk. Hart defending. They work this wide. A little bit of room here for Hanks. Gives to Guyman. The ball movement for Mountain Ridge has been good in this first half. Clark. Boy, set that up well. And the delayed whistle here. The hold.
I like it's all we said before. It's about the angle you have. But I was a little curious on if he's going to call a hold or a force through because she was trying to get through that. But the first foul was the hold. So
the clock will start this. Good find. Tied up. I believe it's Brielle. That was 25. Olivia Cannon, I believe. Her third goal.
That's awesome. Did we ever figure out who that other goal is from?
What?
Who got the third goal?
So I'm crediting Farnsworth with the third goal. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's who I'm rolling with.
Well,
and my apologies to whoever scored it for Mountain Ridge.
Either way, they're a team. They don't care who scores it. It's matter about getting the job done.
That's right. 4-4. What a start to this semifinal. We thought this one would be a good one. We think the next one's a good one too. Fremont-Farmington.
Oh, I'm so excited for these games right now. They're so good. Nice takeaway.
Out of the air, Butterfield. Riverton now will set up. Never mind. There's Faber. One of the Sentinels who was first team all region. Coming up with a takeaway. Mountain Ridge is really starting to settle into this game, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They have a lot of loud voices here in the middle.
Guyman works in front, and that was sealed away. Nice job there by Strong. Guyman staying with it. Back here to Callie.
I like that they do defense behind Cage. Love that. Nice pass forward. Good
space right in front. Riverton, Mountain Ridge has the lead.
Great stick control. That was super great. Able to keep that control in her right hand, dodging past defense, and just soaring it into goal. Great job.
Fourth goal for Olivia Cannon. And you talk about defending behind the cage. Clark has had no problem working from X and keeping those eyes up, getting that ball moving, and Mountain Ridge has been able to capitalize. A 3-0 run from the Sentinels as they take the lead here with 9 minutes to go in the first half. Timeout. 9 minutes to go here in this first half. Mountain Ridge with a big surge, leading 5-4. We talked about Emery Clark, leads them in goal scoring, had 60 goals coming in. How about 44 assists for Emery coming into this game? And she's got a couple here in this first half. She can do it all, and He is really the ignition for this Mountain Ridge offense, and it's humming right now. Off the draw, Riverton with the win. Davenport trying to send this ahead for Blunk. Blunk trying to keep it here, ground ball. And this scooped up there by Sanders. Here's Guyman. Great passing to get it through the middle. Cannon. Feeding in front of the cage. The shot on the goal. From defense to offense, it's Farnsworth. And it's a 2-goal Sentinel lead.
That was such a pretty play. We had that low attacker just by crease, snuck up on him, was able to get a great goal. That was beautiful play.
And how about, so many times I think you see, I'm going to run up the field. But Mountain Ridge using the ball passing to get up the field before the defense can get back.
Well, they can't get back. Also, it's a hard time to slow it down in the midfield because it's such a fast transition. They can't double team because they need every body on a girl for that adjacent passes.
That's a great point. This feels like this game has become slanted these last couple minutes.
You can feel the energies change a little bit on the field.
Been a 4-0 run. Riverton with possession. Here's Butterfield. Bella comes near side. Davenport back to the point. Well, they were able to get that through, but
3 seconds. Yep.
The pass was just a touch behind Pennington. Didn't allow her to kind of catch and get
Riverton
that away.
kind of had like a wagon wheel going around crease, trying to get some type of thing, either shooting space, open girl. Right here, they were able to get 3 seconds on someone. So, great.
Pennington will give to Butterfield. 6 first-team all-region players on this Silverwolf squad.
They're amazing. Yeah, they have such a great...
Fed in front, that was tall, backed up here.
That was so pretty, though. Just the opportunity with that assist, soaring it. A couple inches off, but it was a pretty look.
Here's Blunk. Izzy stepping under. Izzy the shot. That one, I think, hit off the pipe.
It did indeed.
Mackey bringing it ahead for the Sentinels. Plucked out of the air by Butterfield.
That's beautiful interception. That's how you read the ball. And again, another interception. Read that ball throughout the whole play.
Here comes Clark. And we'll take it behind goal. Eyes up. Cannon. So many times you'll see a player just take that shot, and Clark works behind goal, waits for the best option, and Cannon with her 5th goal.
That's amazing. That's how working as a team, working together, trusting each other, but also having not just trust, but love and faith and loyalty to each other too. Being able to have those assists, being able to have those types of shots, and being so unselfish as she did have that drive. Emery had that drive going down. Like, she's like, I may or may not make this, but I'm going to make sure I help my teammate get one.
Those assists keep mounting for Emery Clark in this first half. Butterfield snagging it out of the air.
The draws have been in favor of Riverton. This is the capitalization on it. I mean, we had a shot, 2 shots, but one was over, one hit post.
Looked in front.
Yep, shooting space. You got to close that gap. You see your attacker backing out. You need to go with them, not stay where you're at because you get shooting space. This penalty, oh, Grace.
So, yeah, this will be Grace Jensen. 46 goals on the year for the junior. Straight away. Coming in, shot high again. Seen a lot of shots high today.
Hot, yep. They have been high. Got to get a different variation going on. Out of bounds.
A couple of uncustomary turnovers for Riverton.
Now it's been 2 that they dropped out of bounds. Yeah, definitely got to talk about it.
Here's Farnsworth.
Nice sharp pass.
Chalk. Kaylee Anderson. Works to Clark, Emery.
Illegal, yep, legal check in the sphere. She'll be taking it back to the 12 as that foul did happen between the 8 and the 12, so she gets pulled back to the 12. Oh, maybe it was outside the 12.
Oh, what a find. Coming from behind goal, the wraparound. It's Farnsworth again. It's a 6-0 second quarter for Mountain Ridge.
That is insane. That's something that the Silverwolves were not expecting, as they have learned from the first 2 games that, you know, Sentinels have the power and strength, but Silverwolves have been able to pull ahead. Right here and right now, Sentinels are turning the tables.
It almost looks like, I don't want to say Riverton is stunned, but it feels like they've maybe
They're like, what?
kind
This
of
is
back
weird.
on
Yeah.
their heels a little bit, right?
They've been surprised. They've been shocked. They're not surprised that this team doesn't have talent, hasn't had talent before, but they're surprised at the camaraderie. Is that the right word?
I think some of it is right now, Mountain Ridge looks like a well-oiled machine, and Riverton, their looks are not getting on cage, right? So things that have normally worked for them, they're just a little off target, right? Just a little off, while Mountain Ridge is meshing, and it's just like, what is happening?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, no, exactly. I'd have to agree with that verbatim. Absolutely.
Fed in front, delayed call there.
Yep. Flag, or pushing or stick to body contact. Either way, it'll be an 8-meter opportunity.
And this will be Brittany Davenport, the sophomore. And you really just need 1 or 2 things. It's not off by much, right?
No.
Davenport coming in, and that shot was wide. And it will be Mountain Ridge possession.
Just the depth on the sideline for both these teams. Mountain Ridge is doubling their subs for Riverton.
Riverton taking that back. Butterfield works in front. The shot and the finish.
I think that was Davenport.
Brittany didn't capitalize on the 8-meter, but scoring off the turnover for her first of the game, and that will stop the 6-0 run.
I always knew Brittany as a defender. At least seeing her the last year, she was playing primarily defense. Seeing her down on the attacking end, she is a threat. That was awesome. Great look, great teamwork. And the smart baby passes over the defense, good on them, because those are very tricky. The person that's passing that ball most of the time is like, ooh, do I pass it? The defense could intercept it. Have faith, have trust. Just pass the ball and get the ball rolling.
Just over 3 to go here in the half. Out of the air. On the ground, Butterfield.
Bella got a little nudge from Mountain Ridge, but it only pushed her forward to get that ground ball.
Here's Pennington. Back to Bella.
I wonder, this is something I maybe got to look up. If these guys are rowdy, so this is where the thought came from. If the fans got a yellow card, does it still go to the home team, or does it go to whatever person they're able to detect that they got it?
Well, I missed that call. This is going to go over to Mountain Ridge.
I think it's a force through or an illegal block, but it is going to be a turnover. No? I think they have to take it back to, they're taking it back to Dot. I'm so confused.
Yeah, it looked like the indication was it was going to go to Mountain Ridge, but
that's what I thought. I don't know.
But instead, Riverton here will start from the dot.
Stick to body contact.
Under 2 minutes to go in the half.
These girls are getting physical out there, but they're able to take that pressure.
From X. Worked in front. Trying to get a shot away, could not. Hanks working on the clear. Still with it.
Nice check.
Boy, Caitlin Davenport just would not give up for Riverton. Hot potato. Scooped by Taylor.
That was some popcorn out there, flipping that ball around. That's a risky.
Here's Chalk, approaching 1 to go in the half.
Nice, another check and takeaway. Bella Butterfield, illegal check is what's being called. Got to put that player 4 behind.
That'd be Riverton possession, 50 seconds to go.
Now we're just going to do all that they can to make sure that Silverwolves do not get that momentum by getting the last goal in this quarter.
Here comes Bird. Defensed by Anderson. Worked in front. That one couldn't be handled. Oh, almost had a teammate help there. Is smothered in the crease.
Crease violation. They're putting a Silverwolf behind the crease. Nobody can be in that crease while the goalie's in there.
Inside of 10 seconds in the half. As Mackey here, we'll just let the clock expire. A surge in the second quarter has the 4th-seeded Mountain Ridge Sentinels leading the top-seeded Silverwolves at the half, 8-5. You're watching the 6A semifinal on KSLSports.com. Start of the second half. Dane Stewart, Kenzie Christiansen. That escalated quickly, huh?
Absolutely. Riverton started spouting away with it, but Sentinels were not letting it happen. They came back with a hungry fight, and this next half is going to be very interesting.
If you're Riverton, do you make any adjustments, or do you just say, hey, guys, we're getting looks. We just got to finish them?
I think where they were at with already having 5 defense back is smart. Where Mountain Ridge is doing 6 back,
yeah,
maybe adjust to counteract that. I'm not sure. I think probably what was said was play your game, have fun.
Mountain Ridge trying to possess this. Good battle there by Bird, but the whistle being called. And the officials here actually going to come converse.
I think maybe someone was early. My assumption is I think someone was early, and then something happened right here in front of us. So I think maybe they're just talking about it. What happened first? What did everybody see?
I was kind of wondering if there was a issue on the draw.
Maybe.
And they're going to come to the table. I think we might be restarting this, would be my guess, but
I don't know.
We'll wait.
We're going to find out. Alternate possession. First goes the Sentinels. Alternate possession.
See, that's why we have you, Kenzie. Thank you.
I got it most of the time. I give myself a good 80% rating.
So Mountain Ridge, that pass trickling through. Butterfield coming up. You can see she was trying to lay off of that, but going to be called here for the infraction. The Sentinels with Guyman. How about the first half for Olivia Cannon? 5 goals to lead the way for Mountain Ridge.
Yeah, 5 goals is honestly really amazing. She's holding the team together. She's got 5 goals. I think Farnsworth's got 2. So, yeah, they're running the team right now.
And Clark, excuse me, has a lot of assists. She's been responsible for a lot of those looks that her teammates have finished well. Here is Clark. Emery. Bring the help over. Good stick check, but a whistle there. Emery will take this back.
So it's a dangerous check. She's going to put it back on the dot for a whistle start.
Sends up.
Shooting space. Shooting space happens when and at, sometimes out of the CSA.
So this will be Taya Chalk from 8 meters.
They have yet to take a good 8-meter shot.
And just ran out of time with that one, but a whistle here.
3 seconds on White. Major foul going back to Sentinels, even though that checkaway was clean.
This will be Chalk again. She'll take the, no, works over. And will this stay in?
Nope,
no.
Trickled out. Yep, so the Silverwolves.
Maurice Lewis working the near line. Lewis still with it.
Nothing like a little bit of defensive action down on the attacking end.
A little bit of a lane, no. And Mountain Ridge now working on the clear.
That was a good ride for there for a second, but we got to make sure you cover those adjacents down on attack.
Mountain Ridge working up. Faber has help to Homestead. Yeah, delayed whistle there.
Yep. Held
Good
whistle,
call.
that yellow flag going to be across the, or not across the body, illegal check, what could be across the body. But a legal check going to put her there at that second inside for the 8-meter opportunity.
I think this is Farnsworth
I was
on
going to
the
say,
take.
I was going to say the same thing. I think it's Farnsworth.
Here's Chalk. This is just a guess, but I'm guessing that Mountain Ridge is wanting to get that ball moving on shots and not to take stagnant shots, and
Exactly.
it's why they're pulling out a lot of those 8-meter opportunities.
Yeah, I bet they probably learned, I mean, I haven't watched myself, but they've learned that the goalie can maybe save more 8-meter shots as it's a settled stance to a rip versus the left, right, whatever, right? That goalie moving her head back and forth. That more movement is going to make it a lot harder for that goalie to track and save, especially when they're big passes like they've been.
Yeah. Mountain Ridge pushing that lead back to 4. Off the draw, Mountain Ridge. Oh, thought they had it. Still being battled for. And it's Butterfield. McCurdy trying to stay with it. And it's Mountain Ridge. Never mind.
Nice, check away.
Here's Davenport, Jensen. Butterfield.
Off ball hold. It's going to be Izzy Blunk's.
Straight away.
Yeah, 8-meter opportunity. You got to watch those little things, guys. Off ball. That's what that ref is there for, is watch that off ball.
Blanc has a pair today, looking for the Hattie. Coming in. The shot and goal. Third of the game for Izzy Blanc.
They're slowly cutting down this differential. One goal at a time.
Well, that's one of those where you feel like you're in a good spot, and next thing you know, you give one of their top scorers an 8-meter opportunity, and it's in the back of the net.
I remember watching Izzy Blanc a couple years ago, still trying to figure out her game, but now it is figured out, and she's excelling past any expectations.
9-6.
Nice takeaway.
Riverton with Caitlin Davenport. Oh, good defensive pursuit there, but Bird trying to stay on it here with the Silverwolves. This one loose. Mackey with it.
Nice check away.
Bird has been very good on those stick checks today. And Butterfield.
Offside. If you step on the line is hot, meaning you're over. Just like if you're on a crease roll, you step on the line, you're inside the crease. So.
Official right on that.
Yeah, that's why they're there. You have officials, 3 of them out there, looking at very specific things. That's why we caught the off-ball hold. That's why we caught the training line.
Boy, how about that pursuit by Mountain Ridge?
Empty, going back to Mountain Ridge.
Boy, credit Kylie Taylor. The senior came in purposeful and helps to get the possession back for the Sentinels. That disrupted, it finds Emery. Little wraparound finish. Her first of the game, but it's a beauty for Emery Clark.
Emery Clark has been held off long enough. It went through all of halftime, all the way into the third quarter to when she was able to finally steal a goal. That was really smart of her. Sticks her high, shoot low. That was beautiful. Good job, girlfriend.
Well, and that's one where you're that close if you're Riverton from getting a change of possession, an opportunity to clear.
It was centimeters away.
Yeah.
Centimeters.
Back to 4. Every time Riverton tries to make a push, Mountain Ridge seemingly has an answer.
They certainly do.
Kept by Riverton. Bird works to Blanc.
They're getting physical out there, that's for sure, because they're getting passionate.
Here's Pennington. Inside of 5 to go here in the third. It's just the little things right now. The cover, we'll leave it here. Davenport goes to Blanc, now Butterfield. Davenport trying to look right in front of the cage. Couldn't connect. That'll be Mountain Ridge.
Everybody makes mistakes. That ref pointed the wrong way for 30 seconds, and those crowds start roaring.
Here come the Sentinels. Big surge from Homestead. Setting it up. Chalk. Cannon. Taken away. Nice play.
She's had 2 or 3 of those good takeaways off of checks.
Here's Davenport. Looking in front. What a find. Davenport to Pennington for the Silverwolf goal.
That was a super smart play. I really thought Davenport was about to turn and rip it. So did the defense, obviously, because she pulled it out just a little bit, able to shoot it over. It's very smart. Pennington was covered until she wasn't.
What a battle we've had here.
Yeah, you can tell the girls are definitely trying to figure it out. There's a lot of hands on hips on both ends.
It's been a lot of energy exerted on this field from both sides, and the crowd's in this as well. We still got over a quarter to go.
I know, it's crazy. So much energy out here.
Butterfield.
If I'm counting correctly, Riverton has been favored for all these draws. They just need to start capitalizing on more of them.
Oh, trying to get one right in front. That one just went wide.
Love those angles. I thought that was going to be a goal.
Sanders able to capture that. Here's Stewart.
All right, a push is what happened. It was called. Number 10 is going to go 4 behind. It is a self-start.
That pass off target. Look out. You got Blunk ahead. Butterfield recognized she can use her speed too. Butterfield.
Nice.
Sent over. Pennington again. Back-to-back goals for Emma Pennington, and it's a 2-goal game.
Such a smart play. I thought that was going to go to Izzy. No, Izzy sets his screen. Beautiful. Holds back that defense. Then I thought Bella was going to take it. No way. We shoot it over to Pennington, and she's the one with the scoring goal.
You can see Riverton trying to get this game a little quicker paced, and it's starting to work. A timeout taken here by Mountain Ridge. 10-8. Riverton with a surge here late in the third by Riverton. So each team with one left.
I think they want to probably talk about a tactic. Like, what are we going to do? We got 2.5 minutes left. How are we going to capitalize? We need 2 more goals to at least get even to go into the fourth quarter. Like, what are we doing, right? Maybe to take a breath, maybe to get out any aggressions, whatever they needed to do, they wanted that timeout for.
These next 2.5 minutes could be really important. Either a sizable lead for Mountain Ridge or a comeback for Riverton.
Absolutely.
Chonk.
Block.
Just a green here.
For failure to move 4 away. Because she was supposed to go behind and she started going away. She's looking for a teammate.
Here's Chalk. Farnsworth from X. Homestead. That one was deflected, still found its way to Taya.
Nice check away. Caught it before it even hit the ground.
Butterfield, 90 to go here in the third. Riverton on the run.
Yeah, there was a lot of red in front of her. She wanted to make sure she had her teammates there for it.
Davenport. .60 seconds to go. Right in front, couldn't be handled.
An illegal check.
And it'll be 8-meter
That hit off
for
her
Riverton.
noggin. Hit it right off her noggin. Unfortunate. Hopefully she's okay. The second inside for the 8-meter opportunity. Is that Grace?
Maggie Bird.
Maggie Bird.
To make it a 1-goal game. High again. Mountain Ridge working on the clear. Ground ball. Riverton. And the hold will be Silverwolf possession. 10 to go. Gotta hurry here.
They have 10 seconds and count down. We are only in the third quarter, so there is no 2-minute stoppage in the.
And the third quarter has expired. 10-8. Mountain Ridge leading as we head to the fourth quarter here in the 6A semifinal. 12 minutes away from knowing our first finalist in 6A.
It's intense out here. There's a lot of energy, both sides. Both teams have made mistakes, but both teams also really done well with a lot of turnovers, interceptions, great goals, great assists, great saves from the goalies. Like, it's been a phenomenal game.
Great balance to the Riverton offense tonight. The Mountain Ridge offense has been a little more dependent, but it doesn't matter when you have multiple players with hat tricks.
It's true. It's very, very true.
Right now, the Sentinels with the lead as we start this fourth quarter. And they'll start with possession. Of course, Kenzie will have the privilege of selecting our player of the game when this is all said and done.
I love it.
Davenport there winning the possession for the Silverwolves.
She is killing it at these turnovers
Yeah.
with the checks and then the pickups.
Oh, lost that one. Clark. Here comes Emery with a chance and a goal. Just her second of the game, but boy, that's a big one. Pushes it to 3.
Yeah, that was a great turnover and a great lane to be able to take. She had the confidence. A lot of people, when they're playing and they have a lane like that, it's a one-on-one eye contact with the goalie. They freeze up and they pass straight to the goalie. She did not, which is a great job.
We were talking during the quarter break about how Riverton just doesn't feel like they've been able to really find the offensive consistency they've had, and going from a 2-goal deficit to now a 3. There's still plenty of time, but boy, it feels like chances are becoming more and more premium.
They got to win the draw. That's the first thing right here, is winning the draw and capitalizing on those possessions down on attack.
Guyman back behind goal.
Nice check. Hey, if anything, it slowed down the play a little bit.
Yeah, Guyman staying with it. Gives to Clark.
Calls for a push. Got to go 4 meters behind. Self-start.
Here's Cannon. She's got a step. The shot and goal. Goal number 6 for Olivia Cannon.
It's been a minute since we've seen her rocket one of those in the back of the goal.
Yeah, she had 5 in the first half. Didn't score in the third. And how about this? Mountain Ridge only scored 13 in the first matchup, 9 in the second. They got 12 here, 10.5 to go. This could be their best offensive performance against the top team in 6A this year.
I think so. I think they have learned and they have grown, and they're proving it here.
Riverton needs a spark.
They need some type of fire.
And
Nice
it's
takeaway.
possessed by Mountain Ridge. Here's Guyman. Hanks. Clark, reliable. Boy, she's been so strong for this program. Now, third year, missed part of last year, missed part of this year due to injury, but sophomore won a state championship.
Yeah, she's had always a great season.
Yep.
And right now they're leaving her wide open.
Nine and a half to go. Hard to come back when you can't get the ball. In this fourth quarter, it's been possession dominated by the fourth-seeded Sentinels.
The only thing they can do is what they're doing right now is putting a body on ball.
Up to Chalk.
There's a couple good cuts to the middle, but not capitalized on yet.
That one loose. It'll stay here. It's pushed out.
This is a self-start.
Of course, we got one more 6A semi. Fremont Farmington for the third time this year as well. That'll be a doozy. Both those were one-goal games, if I recall.
Yeah, they definitely were very tight games with a lot of interactions.
Nice surge. It's Cannon. Number 7 for Olivia Cannon.
That's amazing. There's nothing to say on that.
And again, it's Clark from X.
Clark from X, right? They're feeding from X. Defense's attention is on X. Get that cut from above. Something that's hurting and helping Riverton is that they have a backer that's stopping ball, but these cuts is where it's coming from. So it's like, do you change that tactic and you take away your backer and do everyone one-on-one? Do you go to straight zone without a backer? Like, what do you do?
This is a must-win draw for Riverton. A 5-goal difference, 8.5 to go.
Yeah.
Got to get possession.
You have to have possession. You have to capitalize on that possession. Got to play every moment smart.
And they'll win this draw. The top seed in 6A in trouble. Butterfield. Nice move. Davenport looking behind goal. Looking for the cutter, that deflected.
Yep, shooting space. Great job for Maggie to see that. Pump it so she can get that first inside 8-meter opportunity. No one on her left side other than her teammate.
Bird will work to her teammate.
Flag on play.
Blanc looking for Elaine, the shot and goal. Izzy Blanc finding the back of the net.
Silverwolves goal number 10, Isabella Blanc.
Her fourth today.
Isn't Isabella only a junior? Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, she does great. She's having a great season so far, and she has a full another year. But this year, she's making it happen for herself and her team. Every opportunity she's taken. Have we seen Caitlin Davenport make a goal yet? We've seen one or two shots,
not
I
today.
think.
I don't have her scoring today.
Nope, not either.
She's a senior. There are not many seniors on this roster. There's just a couple for Riverton. They're still young.
Yeah, they're still very young. They have about, 4, 5? Somewhere around there? Yeah.
Yeah, I think 4. And Butterfield able to track it down. Here is Davenport. Oh, she's got a little lane. Caitlin. That pass maybe a little too much on it. And Sanders able to handle it.
Just passed over, though. Ball down, ball down. Drops the ball.
Riverton
Turnover.
possession.
Wow. Insane few seconds there.
Here's Bird. Now Pennington.
Oh,
Turned over.
that's unfortunate. But that check, she has those checks locked in.
And that pass deflected and then taken by Butterfield.
This is the parts where the Riverton struggles just a little bit. Is that more settled attack?
Right to the middle. Bird, the shot wide. And backed up here.
Nice interception.
We'll talk about the offense of Cannon and Clark, but it's been the defense of Mountain Ridge that has forced turnovers.
Really pushing them, through. But a ground ball fighting.
Wow,
Bella Butterfield.
The flag there, wanted to feed in front of the cage, but we'll get the call here.
Yep, stick to body contact, pulling her back to the 8-meter opportunity.
This will be Butterfield with it. The senior. What a look, right in front. Trying for the shot, no! Couldn't tell if that hit off the pipe.
I think it kind of did a little ricochet off of the goalie, hit the pipe, but ultimately it stayed out.
Yep, Sanders able to find help with Anderson. And we have a timeout taken.
Oh, that was lucky because that was a good check that would have turned that ball over.
Good timing on the timeout. 5.5 to go. Mountain Ridge trying to hold on. One of the better semifinal environments we've had.
Absolutely.
Here at Dumke Field, both teams being cheered on by their respective fans, student sections, etc.
And they're all been playing a pretty clean and classy game.
Yeah.
From my memory, I don't think anybody's got any yellows, so it's all been a pretty good game.
Yeah. I mean, we had the one green.
That's true. We did have a green for delay of game.
But no, you're right. It's been a great battle between rivals and a lot of familiarity. Sanders. Cannon. I'm guessing she's on Kenzie's short list for player of the game, but I don't think anything is guaranteed yet.
For which one?
Cannon.
Cannon, I'm sorry. I missed that conversation. Yeah, no, Cannon's doing great. I think Cannon's doing lovely. I've loved Davenport's turnovers, but Cannon is just taking away the game. It's been amazing.
Approaching 4.5 to go. Here's Clark.
I think they stopped with the backer. Everybody's on a one-on-one.
Yeah, time ticking away here. Emery. Back to Chalk. Little two-man game here for the Sentinels.
A lot of back and forth.
Inside of 4 minutes. Emery will be quite patient here.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to try and do a crease roll. I think the only look she'll look for is an assist to one of these top cutters that are moving around.
Unless something is super simple, Mountain Ridge seemingly content here to just let things tick away. Clark again, approaching 3 to play. And the push there will leave it here.
Yep, a push is a major foul. Going to take her over to the dot. What I'm surprised is nobody's done a double team on ball.
Yeah. And even all the stick checks, I know that they're holding it real close to body, but it just feels like right now there's
no hope to get a good stick check out right now.
Running out of room, and it will be Riverton possession. But 2 minutes came off the clock there.
That was insane.
And now a stoppage here. Oh, an impromptu stick check. I've never seen that.
Her stick is illegal. Oh, this is the first time I've seen this. She has an illegal stick. She needs to be removed from the game.
So here's my question. They do stick checks before the game.
But the players can mess with their sticks during the game.
Oh,
they can be like, tug it tight, be like, oh yeah, here you go, my stick's good, and be like, yep, no, it's not.
Boy, what kind of eyes do you have to have as an official to recognize that during the game? That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's something that, like, she just had the sight in front of her. You know, obviously the girl must have had the ball within the last few seconds and just saw, like, whoa, that's way too deep. That's why we have the best officials on these games.
So Riverton possession here. And there's no flag or time served for that?
No, I think there's the sticks that's taken away. But that is a big advantage because she can't play as well without her own stick.
Right. They didn't make her change sticks. So here comes Riverton, trailing by 4. Davenport working up. Here's Blunk. Trying to feed it over. Shot on a goal. As we hit the 2-minute mark, the goal scored for Riverton.
They have to win this drive. Riverton wants to win this game. That's 3 goals. Is it possible? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it going to be hard?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Inside of 2 to go. A big draw in this semifinal.
Early entry on red. They didn't have a girl on circle, so someone moved up, but the sticks had already touched, making it possession for Riverton.
Here comes Riverton right in front. Blunk, the shot, and the save by Sanders.
Yep, cover outside of goal on goalie. That is going to be Riverton's ball. Goalie cannot cover the ball outside the crease.
Wow, Sanders makes her best save of the game, and Riverton will get it back.
Yes, they will.
.147 left. And they're actually going to pull this out to the 12.
Top of the 12.
Yeah. Officials there conversing to getting that call right. It'll be Jensen to start. Right inside. Bird the shot. Hit off the post. The follow. Kick save by Sanders. She didn't even know where it was.
No, she didn't.
Wow. Sanders with a huge 20 seconds.
Insane.
2 denials and a pipe. Riverton trying to get this back. They
got it.
Jensen working in front. The shot and goal. It's Pennington with her 3rd of the game.
2 goals to go. Under 2 minutes, 1 minute and 11 seconds. That is insane. That is going to be a lot of pressure, but they've had a lot of shots on goal. They just got to seal it into the back of the net if they want this. But Mountain Ridge is going to fight till the end, and they're going to secure that ball as much as they can. If they can win the draw, they're going to hold it down on attack as long as they possibly can.
If you're Mountain Ridge, it kind of feels like you only need 1. I know it's not that easy. Riverton's going to put a lot of pressure. But if you get a draw win, you can take some time off.
Oh, you can hold it, go back to X and do that back and forth. But Riverton,
you got to win. You got to win these.
You have to take possession on the whole thing.
What a great semifinal. Oh, man.
It's been insane, intense. And it's going to be exciting next minute and 11 seconds.
Out of the air, on the turf, scooped up by Chalk, sticked away.
A push.
And it is Riverton possession.
They've got to go.
They stop the clock here and a green given here on delay. Here come the Silverwolves.
They have some rockets of passes.
Pennington. Oh, that one
Dang.
too tall, out of play. It's Mountain Ridge possession. .40 seconds away. Yeah,
Back to
she stepped
Riverton,
out.
back to Riverton, out of bounds.
Yep. You got to hurry here. 30 seconds. That clock moving. Couldn't get a shot away. Riverton. A shot and a
Caitlin's
goal.
first goal of the game.
And it's a one-goal game.
Nothing would be more insane in this game as if we went into overtime. OT with these guys. Whew, that'd be intense.
Mountain Ridge has held a comfortable lead since the second quarter.
Yep. And now that's getting tested.
22 seconds left. The top seed down to their final seconds as they try to mount a comeback for the ages in this semi. Davenport and Chalk. Butterfield. Disrupted. Ground ball in the air now. Countdown is on. Final seconds. Riverton has it. And we did get a timeout taken by Riverton. I think they'll probably put a few more seconds on.
I have no idea.
But I
was
don't
holding
think
my breath that whole time.
I don't think there will be more than 5 or 6.
Yeah, no.
And they might not
Maybe
put
not
any
even
more
anything.
on.
Timeout taken by Riverton.
That's a great timeout if you're the Silverwolves because they
You
give
got
you
3 seconds. That's one pass. That's
They
one
put
pass and a
4.
shot. Maybe one pass and a shot.
yeah, they put 4 on.
Oh, okay.
But to your point, you're going to start near midfield.
You got one solid pass, turn and
Catch
shoot.
and shoot.
That's all
That's
you
it.
have here. That's all you have. You cannot run it. You have to have a sail down to at least the 12. And we're over here on the sideline.
Who do you look for if you're Riverton?
I bet you, if they can put anybody on ball, it's going to be either Pennington or Butterfield down on the 12, and it's going to be Caitlin up here on circle. Let's start with the ball. That's my guess. That is my guess.
So who do you look for? Pennington? Do you look for Butterfield? Who do you want to
I
take
think
this shot?
both. You put both of them there,
And you just
so
go-
you have 2 options.
Okay. But
Oh,
you got
it's
to make
gonna
a
be
decision.
intense.
Go to one of them.
I mean, if one misses, hopefully you got a backup. Maybe in that split second.
Okay.
Yeah, because there they all go. There they all go.
Final play of this 6A semi. The winner moves on to the championship. Mountain Ridge has 4 more seconds to defend the Ridge. They'll start near midfield. It'll be Butterfield to take it.
She knows she cannot run.
The pass. Look into the top. Out of the air. And Mountain Ridge will hold on and get Riverton 13-12. The Sentinels return to the state championship game.
What an amazing game. Another great year for them in the semifinals, elevating them up to the state championship for the 3rd time, 3 years in a row. And I think their leading person that's going to take them to the next level at state championships, possibly for the win, is going to be Cannon. Cannon is the ultimate player on this field that has excelled the most for Mountain Ridge.
7 goals today for Olivia Cannon. as Riverton had defeated Mountain Ridge twice in the regular season, but Mountain Ridge gets them in the semi, 13-12. What a game this was. Remember, we got one more 6A semi, Fremont-Farmington. That game will start at 4 o'clock. You can catch it right here on KSLSports.com. Heartbreak for the top-seeded Silverwolves as seniors like Butterfield, Moody, Davenport, and Hunt see their careers come to a conclusion here in the semi. A young group, they'll be back next year and tough as ever. But their season this year comes to a close in the semi. Want to thank you for joining us. 13-12 Mountain Ridge for Quentin Psyche, Kenzie Christiansen. My name is Dane Stewart. We've got the other 6A semi, Fremont-Farmington at 4 o'clock right here on KSLSports.com.